Hello students, welcome back. This is the video of class 9th biology and I'm going to start the chapter tissues, and this is chapter 2. So first of all, we'll see what are tissues. So tissues are the group of cells that have common origin and similar function. That group of cells are called tissues. In multicellular organisms, when there are more than one cells, when there are many cells, millions of cells, then the division of liver takes place, and so many cells that are similar in origin and structure, they group together and they make another structure that is called tissues. And they all the cells in the tissues work together and perform a similar functions. And here we will talk about the plant tissue for at first. And plant tissues, on the basis of the dividing capacity, plant tissues are of two types. As you know, the plants grow throughout their life, so they need growth. There are different type of structures grow in their body for the lifetime. So on the basis of that, there are two kind of tissues found in the plants. The first one is called as meristematic tissues, and another is called permanent tissues. So the tissues which are having actively dividing cells, they are called meristematic tissues, and they are of three types. On the basis of the position in location and position in the body of the plants, the meristematic tissues are of three types. What are these three types? The first one is apical meristem, second one is intercalary meristem, and third is lateral meristem. So apical meristems are found on the tip of the root and shoot. Intercalary meristem is found in the nodes and internodes, and lateral meristem are found on the side of the plant's body. Now, apical meristem present at the growing tip of stems and roots, and the important function is to increase the length of stem and roots. So apical meristem, because they are found on the tip of the plant's root and shoot, so they increase the length, and that's how they are responsible for the primary growth of the plants. They are responsible for the primary growth of the plants, because primary growth means the increase in the length. So apical meristems are the meristematic tissues that have the dividing capacity and found on the tip of the plant's root and shoot, and they are responsible for the increasing length, that is the primary growth of the plants. Second kind of meristematic tissue are called intercalary meristem, and they are present at the base of the leaves and the internodes, and their important function is for the longitudinal growth of the plants. They elongate the plant's body from the middle, because they are found in the middle part of the plants at the internodes and at the base of the leaves. So they elongate the plant from the middle, and they are also responsible for the longitudinal growth of the plants. Next kind of meristematic tissue, that is the third kind of meristematic tissue, it is called lateral meristem. Lateral meristems are present on the lateral side of the stems and roots, and their important function is to increase the thickness of the stem and root. As you know, first of all, the plants grow in length, and after some time they increase in their width. So the lateral meristem is responsible to increase the width diameter of the plant's body. So it is found at the lateral side and increase the width and diameter of the plant's root and stem. So this kind of growth is called as secondary growth. When the plants grow in the width, in the diameter, that growth is called secondary growth, and it is followed by the primary growth. So, and you have to keep this in your mind, that lateral meristem is responsible for the secondary growth, and apical meristem is responsible for the primary growth in the plants. Now we'll talk about the permanent tissues. So another kind of tissues found in the plant's body, they are permanent tissues, and permanent tissues are formed from the meristematic tissues, and the cells in the tissues lose the ability to divide, and that's why they are called permanent. Permanent tissue are firstly the meristematic tissue, and when they lose the dividing capacity, they become permanent. And now the permanent tissue are divided into two categories. simple permanent tissue, and complex permanent tissue. So here we will study about the simple permanent tissue first, and the simple permanent tissue are the tissue that consist of only one type of cells. The permanent tissues which are having only one type of cells, that simple permanent tissue will be, that permanent tissue will be called as simple permanent tissue. Now further, the simple permanent tissue is of three types. What are these three types of simple permanent tissue? The first one is parenchyma, and parenchyma composed of unspecialized living cell with relatively thin cell wall and intercellular space present in these kind of tissues present in soft part of the plant, and their main function is storage. So here you can see that the cells are having thin cell wall, and they are having intercellular gap, and they are simple kind of cells, and they are the living cells, and they perform the storage of the food. Now the next second type of tissues, a simple permanent tissue, is of collenchyma, and collenchyma is composed of living and elongated cells which with cell wall irregularly thickened at the corner, no intercellular space, and its function is to provide mechanical support elasticity to the plant. It helps in bending of leaves and stems. So collenchymatic tissues, in this kind of tissue, the cells are having thick cell wall comparatively to the parenchyma, and their cell wall is having irregularity due to the thickening of the due to the irregular thickening, and this irregular thickening is due to the deposition of cellulose at the corner. So at the corner the cellulose get deposit irregularly, and this is the characteristic feature of collenchymatous cells. Their corner are thickened due to the deposition of cellulose at the corner, and they have a vacuole, and they are living cells, and their function is to provide mechanical support and elasticity to the plants, and because of this tissues, the stem and leaves can bend. Next kind of tissues of simple permanent tissue is called sclerenchyma, and sclerenchyma is composed of long, narrow and thick walled cells. This tissue is made up of dead cells, so keep this in your mind that in a sclerenchyma the cells are dead and there are no intercellular space. Sclerenchyma cells are dead, present in seeds, nuts, husk of coconut, fiber of jute, etc. You can see the sclerenchyma cells in the seeds of the cells, nuts, and husk of coconut. Have you seen this? The fiber present on the husk of the coconut is the sclerenchymatous tissue. Here you can see in sclerenchyma their cell wall is highly thick, and they are elongated like this, fiber like, and their internal space is narrow, and in the cell wall of the sclerenchymatous cell there is the deposition of lignin, and that's why this is called lignified thick wall. Due to the deposition of lignin, the cell wall becomes highly thick and internal space become reduced. Now we will talk about the complex permanent tissue. So the complex permanent tissue are those permanent tissue which are having more than one type of cells, and they are also called as conducting tissue because they conduct the substances in the body of the plants. That's why they are called conducting tissues. Types of complex permanent tissues. The complex permanent tissue is of two types, xylem and phloem. So first of all we'll talk about the xylem. So xylem is the water conducting tissue, and it conducts water and mineral from the root to the different part of the plant, and it composed of four different types of cells. What are these cells? First is trachea, second is vessel, third parenchyma, and fourth is fiber. So there are four different kind of cells found in the xylem, that is xylem vessel, xylem trachea, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fiber. You can see here, this is the xylem parenchyma, this is the vessel. Main water conducting elements are vessels and tracheates. They carry the water from root to the different part of the plants, and there are xylem fiber which are the sclerenchymatous fiber which provide a strength to the these cells. So in xylem, in all these four kind of cells, the main water conducting cells are xylem vessels and xylem tracheids. uh, these are the hollow tube like structure, and they are the dead cells, and that's why they can carry the water. In all these four cells, xylem vessel, xylem tracheid, and xylem fibers are dead cells. Only the parenchyma is the living cell. Now we will talk about the phloem. Phloem is the food conducting tissue. It conducts food material from the leaves to the different part of the plants. As you know, the plants prepare their food in the leaves, so the food is being carried by the phloem from the leaves to the different parts of the plant, and it is also composed of four different type of cells. What are these cells? Sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fiber. Four type of cells are found here. You can see these are the parenchyma cells, sieve tube cells, and companion cells, and phloem fiber are also there. Now, sieve tube cells and companion cells are the main food conducting elements found in the phloem, and sieve tube cell is the exceptional cell because it is the living cell, but it doesn't have nucleus. So in all these four cells, the sieve tube, companion cell, and parenchyma are the living cells. The phloem fiber is the dead cell. Phloem fiber is the dead cell. And the main conducting elements in the phloem are sieve tube and companion cells. So here we will summarize the plant tissues. In plant tissues, there are mainly two type of tissues: meristematic and permanent tissue. Then after meristematic tissue are the tissues that are responsible for the growth of the plants, and they have the dividing capacity. On the basis of location, they are of three types: apical meristem, intercalary, and lateral. Apical meristem is responsible for the primary growth, that is the longitudinal growth. Lateral meristem is responsible for the secondary growth, that is the growth in diameter, thickness. And now the permanent tissue is of two types: simple permanent and complex. Simple permanent tissue is having only one kind of cells, similar kind of cells, all the cells are same. And complex permanent tissue is the tissue which is having more than one type of cells. Simple permanent tissue is of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. These two cells are the living cells. This performs the function of storage, and this gives the elasticity and strength, and this also gives the support and strength to the cell. And this is the dead cells, made up of dead cells. And you know that parenchyma shows some modification, that is arenchyma and chlorenchyma. When the parenchyma is having lots of space between the cells, and that space is filled with the air, that at that time the parenchyma is called arenchyma, and especially it is found in the aquatic plants, means the plants which are found in the water. So arenchyma gives the buoyancy to the plant parts so that it can float into the water. Chlorenchyma is the modification of parenchyma. Here the parenchyma contains the chloroplast and chlorophyll so that the photosynthesis will take place. Now the sclerenchyma is of two types: sclerenchyma fiber and sclerete. So now the complex permanent tissue is of two types: xylem and phloem. These are the conducting tissues. Xylem conduct water and mineral, and phloem conduct food. So this is all of the plant tissues, and in the next video we'll talk about the animal tissues. Thank you.